Now look what I just stumbled upon. Out in the middle of nowhere, walking around, and there's this awesome jacket and hat. Maybe I should try them on. This is a filson tin cloth bush hat, size extra large. Oh wow, it fits. What a coinky dink. Looks like right here we have a filson tin cloth jacket, size extra large, in the cinder color with the zip-in red plaid vest liner. Wow, what a find. Let me try this thing on. I wonder if it fits. Wow. I'm a collar up kind of guy. Oh my gosh, it fits. Who would have thought? Thank you, Lord. I really needed this. What do you think, guys? Look like a superhero now, don't I? Ready to attack the world. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Adjustable cuffs. They seem to be strangely adjusted already for the way I like them. Look there. Adjustable hem. Seems to be adjusted already. Man, the Lord works mysteriously, don't he? Let me button it up. I can't believe they feel like they're even broke in already. Ooh, pockets. Nice. Nice. Whoop. Flat pocket here. Big enough for a wallet. Little pockets here for pens or shotgun shells or magic markers or matches. Nothing on the inside. There's the zips that go down each side. It almost seems as I'm already familiar with this jacket. Okay, you got me. You got me. These are mine. This is a review of the tin cloth jacket with the red plaid wool vest liner and the tin cloth bush hat, which has a rather wide brim. I like that because being the red-headed stepchild that I am, I tend to sunburn. And this hat, even though it's not good for hot weather because it is quite thick and heavy material, it does really block the the sun. Even though on the side here, as I'm sure you can see, it does have vent holes, but I got a giant noggin, and I don't know if it leaves much room inside there to vent, but it is great. And it is springtime, so it's not exactly hot out here right now. It does feel good. Excuse my voice. I got sick a couple of weeks before Christmas, and ever since then, I don't know what it was. It wasn't a bad cold because I had magic elderberry syrup to sip on and some fire water to supplement the cold. But ever since then, when I try to speak above a regular voice, it's like I got a frog in my throat. So if you hear that and you hear me go, I'm real sorry about that. But anyway, let's not make this, a forever video. This jacket I've owned for about 2 years now. Excuse me, there it goes again. And it is super heavy material. I think it's when it's oiled, of course it comes oiled, and it's pretty strong smell actually when you buy one. It's not a terrible smell, but it is a strong smell. Let me shut this off. Sorry about that. And it's 14-ounce weight when it's been waxed, so it's fairly heavy. The zip-in wool vest, I bought that separately. These are high-priced items. Filson charges charges, in my opinion, way too much for their stuff. But if you're careful, every year, keep your eyes peeled for, so sorry, they have a 40% off sale. Sometimes they have a 60% off sale. And some items that they're gonna cycle out or put on clearance or discontinue, they'll even have it on 60% off. I did get this jacket at the time. Sadly, it is no longer in production. They have the they have the 10 cloth cruiser. They have the short cruiser. This is neither one of those. This is the original 10 cloth jacket, which will accept zip-in liners of any kind. Filson makes at least 4 or 5 different types of liners that will zip into this jacket. They're all interchangeable. If you buy a Filson jacket that has the capability of having a zip-in or zip-out liner, you can get the wool, you can get the Eagle Plains version, which is like Primaloft, or I think you can get a waxed one side and then a wool on the other, like a reversible one that it can zip in and zip out. But I just have the most versatile one. I was looking up reviews, and every one, even though I wanted a long sleeve liner for this jacket, because I really like having a liner in the sleeves, everyone was saying get the vest zip in, which is 26 ounce Mackinaw wool. It's serious wool. Just get it because it'll be the most versatile, and for once in my life I listened and they were right. It keeps your core warm without overheating, and it breathes really good because this material does not breathe. And let me tell you, you will sweat in this if you're wearing it on too warm of a day. But going through the briars, which is all behind me, blackberry bushes, briars, cockaburs, elm tree, locust tree, green giant here, sycamore tree there, crap all over the ground back behind the compound back here, just all growed up. But this jacket, you could wade through it and you would not be affected. The collar is wool lined. This sucker retailed, whenever I bought it, it retailed for $325, but I got it at 40% off, so that is a hell of a deal. I did not get the liner 40% off. The liner almost cost more than the jacket. This is a size extra large. I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos, but I'm 6'2", about 215 right now, broad shouldered. This is the extra large, fits fine. There is enough room underneath this to put a heavy sweater on, and I've done that on a 28-degree day with high winds, and I've put a heavy fisherman sweater on under it. It's real thick and it closes up fine. I can still move fine. It does have the pleated back, which allows you plenty of movement. It's got all kinds of reinforcements back here, all kinds of reinforced material. It's like triple thick. The back is single thick, which is pretty much all you need, except for, of course, the wool vest that's under it. You can see pretty much, you can see the jacket. The hat, this bush hat, I'll give you another close-up of it here in a minute, before I before I stop the video. But yeah, it, for a fall, winter, and spring, it's a great grab and go jacket, because you can layer up or layer down. It is not lightweight. Even without the wool vest liner in it, the material is heavy, but if you fold it a couple of times over on itself and roll it up and like strap a bungee cord around it, you can get it to about the size of a whoopee blanket, like a poncho liner. You can get it rolled up about that small, but it's much heavier than that. But for a durable jacket, deal with the weight. I always say that. If you have a garment that's gonna last years and years, you're almost willing to just carry it, even if you were backpacking, because it is so versatile and it is very water resistant. Because you'll sweat your tail off in it if you get too hot. It works the other way around too. I have been out in the rain, and rain will not penetrate these fibers. They are impregnated, excuse the term, they are impregnated with the wax. Water will not penetrate through that. I'd say it's about 2 years old, and I can still smell and feel the wax on it. This dark color also, you do not want to get it, lay it on a car seat, lay it on light colored clothes, because the wax will rub off. I mean, with repeated contact, it's gonna stain something. So just, you know, have that in your mind ahead of time. Let's see here. The wool vest liner was like $225. That is very high, but it's filson. They overprice everything. I would not have bought it had I not got such a good deal, 40% off of $325 on the coat. That's a really good deal. Does have pocket. They're very roomy. They're not lined, but it's heavy material and the wind does not get in there. Waterproof. Cuffs are adjustable. It's extremely durable. I don't know what else. On the inside, if you zip this out, since it is made to accept a liner, the funny thing is, if you can put this liner on and it's got pockets on the outside, but it's made to be a liner, so the pockets, you can't get to the pockets because it's zipped in. So if you was to zip out this liner, you could put it on just as a wool vest, and you would have 2 pockets here, but since it's zipped in, there is no inside pocket. No big deal, because it does have these up here. The wool does not itch you. The wool collar, I'm glad there is Mackinaw wool over this collar, because otherwise your neck would come in contact with the waxed cotton material, and it's a little bit rough, so it does soften it up just a little bit. It doesn't itch at all. The hat, as you can see, the bush hat is bigger than the tin cloth. I don't know, it might be the tin cloth field hat. I forget exactly what they call it, or maybe it's the Packer hat, but that's the insulated one. The bush hat is bigger rimmed, ventilated like the other one, extremely sunproof, but it does get warm, but it's great on a cold day. And the chin strap is leather, very well made. The cinch here is wood. You know, leather hat band goes all the way around. It is fixed. It's stitched on at different points. Let's see. I'm gonna put this over here and I'm gonna give you a close-up of a couple of things. So, excuse me. I'm gonna hang this puppy up. Hang that bush hat. We're gonna take this thing off. Holy cow. This thing is warm. As you can see how pretty this thing is. The wool liner, you can see it is in fact just, you know, a vest. It's zipped in right here. It's really high quality. All the zips in, and it buttons in up here at the top. Filson, genuine filson, you can see right here. Yeah, I don't know what this thing weighs, but with the vest liner, it's got to be 3 pounds. It's probably no more than 3 pounds. The website will tell you. But we're gonna hang this thing up out here in the bush. Hang it up. I take care of my garments. I don't use normal hangers. I like to use coated, extremely sturdy hangers. But we're gonna get that thing out of the way. I'm gonna lay this thing right here. Stand that collar up. All right, taking you with me. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit closer to the garment. As you can see, the pleat, you can see all the stitching right here, double stitching everywhere. There's the pockets, the 3 separated pockets, big pocket. These are painted. Well, I don't know if they're painted because it doesn't look like paint. Could be the color of the metal. Those are metal snaps. I really do like them. You can see filson, made in the USA. Still, there's buttons on the back of this collar. And these buttons are to attach a waterproof hood, which I will never do. Because I'd rather wear a hat than a hood on this particular jacket. There's your sleeves. As you can see, the double stitching everywhere, snaps. You know, on this side you got this big flat pocket, and you got the other pocket here. Everything zips in. Oh, forgot to mention, at the bottom of the vest, there are awesome cinch cords on both sides. So you can actually cinch this thing in to kind of hug, to keep the cold air from coming right up your rear end. As far as the bush hat goes, we'll show you right here the hat. Vents, there's the top. I love the way the hat's designed. It's very sturdy. This is like double layer fabric. There's no foam or anything in here. It just stays put naturally. There's the leather band. There's the leather chin strap. As you can see in there, filson extra large. There's your fancy little tie at the back. And then this, you can tell it's really well made. This fabric, it's like triple layer oiled or waxed fabric that's double stitched to hold all the seams together. And it's got a minimal hat band on the inside for sweat, but if it's warm outside, you're gonna sweat your tail off wearing this. I do love the hat though. It's such good protection. Sorry about that. Anyway, you know, filson bush hat, extra large for a giant head like mine, which is, I think my head is 7 5/8. So if you got a great big noggin, the extra large bush hat will fit you. And if you're a big boy, the extra large 10 cloth jacket, or I believe the size of the newer 10 cloth cruisers, the short cruisers, they may not be so generously sized as this. So you better be careful on that, because this jacket, it's about 3 years old. I've had it for 2 years, but you know, can't say enough good things about it. Just its versatility and its weatherproofness. If you were riding horses, or you were a country stroller, or even a hiker, I mean, you wouldn't want to hike with this thing on. It's just it's got too much material. But to wear around camp or something like that, you could definitely do worse. The collar does stand up on its own, which I love that. It's not a big wussy collar. It's got some substantiality to it. The hat, it's practically bulletproof. Yeah, I don't think you could go wrong, guys. But anyway, if this helps anybody that's been looking at these garments, I don't know if I've answered every question or not, but if this helps out anybody that wants to buy this stuff, I do recommend, I'll tell you, look in the wintertime or look in the fall, and that's when you'll see the sales, 40% off, 60% off, because it is overpriced. It is extremely well made stuff, but it is overpriced. And you know, if I didn't get the sale on it, I wouldn't have bought it. I do have 2 other filson jackets. One was given to me as a gift. It's a Mackinaw, a red plaid Mackinaw. I need to do a review on it. But the other one is a gray Mackinaw, which I did pay full price for, but I've had it for probably, I don't know,
I've had it for 8-9 years at least. So prices were cheaper then, at least by $150 probably, or maybe more. But anyway, guys, this is the Iron Woodsman, and you know, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this content, and we'll see you next time. Oh, and remember what old Smokey Bear said: only you can prevent forest fires.